Let me tell you something. I got to tell you about an offensive player that's gonna have a breakout year. Clip this right now. Okay, this is Monday, March 24th. We're gonna revisit this clip. It's gonna age perfectly. It's not gonna be on old takes exposed. The player that I think is gonna take that next step and be a breakout player is the same player the Lions are confident in moving forward. Give me the dirtbag, Christian Mahogany. Give me Christian Mahogany, the man they cut a Pro Bowl. They didn't cut, but they let a Pro Bowl level guard walk out of the building because they're getting who? Christian Mahogany. And this is the thing that's interesting about Christian Mahogany is it's a small sample size. I completely understand that. But when you look at that one game he played in, he played like one of the best guards in the whole league. So I am left with nothing else but to assume that no, he's not going to be one of the best guards in the league, but he's going to be a damn good player. Okay? And that was against the Chicago Bears. I understand. The Bears weren't very good. Their defense is always pretty good.
Javon Dexter.
Yeah, and their defense is always pretty good. So like it's a little different. It's not like the offense just cooking everyone. But Christian Mahogany, I am excited for. In the one game he played, guys, the one game he played, he was in the entire NFL. One game, again, small sample size. 7th highest rated guard. That would rank right now 7th highest rated guard in the entire league. That's how good he played in that one game. He was the 4th. He's the 4th highest graded pass blocking guard. The 10th highest graded run blocking guard. So in one game, I'm going to keep saying because people are going to, he's only one game. No, I completely understand that. But he was excellent in that one game. And I think, and he played a little, I see, against the Commanders. I see that. But I guess that's the biggest sample size I have is against the Bears in Chicago. I'm excited for Mahogany. Like you said, I think he'll be playing left guard. So it'll kind of strengthen, in my opinion, that left side of the offensive line going from Graham to him. I think people are going to say what they want about Christian, excited for him and all this stuff. But when you see him throughout his full year, I think people are going to say at the end of the season, that dude's a Pro Bowler. Like maybe not this season. I think he'll play at a high level, but moving forward, people are going to be like, we have a stud in our building. This dude is they're already going to be talking about trying to re-sign him not immediately, but when his contract's over, like keep this guy in Detroit. So I think that's what kind of year Christian's going to have. Is people are going to be excited that he's in Detroit and he's going to play extremely well. And he's going to be looked at as not just a piece, but a part of this core, this offensive line core that you have. So I'm going to go with the dirtbag, Christian Mahogany. Do the keg, Selly, too. Let him score. Let the big fella score. Do the keg.
Yeah.
Please, for my pleasure. But yeah, I'm excited for the dirtbag.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. We're going to see what happens. If I had to guess, and I'm interested to see what you guys think, going into training camp, if the Lions were to draft a guard, I feel like Graham Glasgow would kind of have that veteran nod, and then you'd have Mahogany and that rookie battling it out. But Christian Mahogany is somebody that I talk about all the time. You being able to add another tackle in this draft for next year's draft that could be potentially elite alongside Penei Sewell. Christian Mahogany on a 6th-round pick contract. If he pans out for all 16, 17 games next year, I know right now, like we're in that, like, oh, Brad, you got to get the defensive end spot. But that's another pick where you'd be like, oh, okay, Brad Holmes, one of the best GMs in the NFL. This is why. Because if that pans out, guard, it's not the most expensive position to pay. But if you have a really good one and you don't want him to leave, you're going to have to pay him a little bit, a pretty penny, because Christian Mahogany, he's athletic. He's powerful. He does everything that the Lions want him to do in open space. He's a good athlete. Again, it was just kind of going into the season. I think they said he had mono. I think that's what it came out. Whether that was it or not.
Not even in training camp until he didn't even join the team till like week 1 or 2, I think.
And think about how long it takes for this team to implement players. Like when they go out and trade for a guy or sign somebody, like they're not bringing him in right away. They put him in the offensive line to protect Jared Goff when they had guys like Colby Sorsdahl, Yodi, guys that have been already playing before that you would think, hey, we got more confidence in him. But Christian Mahogany went out there and he balled out. He was a difference maker that game against Chicago. They probably, especially the one at home, they might not win Chicago if Christian beat Chicago. Christian Mahogany doesn't play the way that he does because we were talking to Flus at the Combine, boys. That was the timeout game. And think about how close that game was. If you have an offensive guard out there who's a liability, the game's going to be flipped on its head compared to what it normally would be.
Jeff, I love it. I'm all in on the Christian Mahogany. I think Klotz, I think it's a good point, but I disagree. Just I don't think there's a world like they move on from Kevin Zeitler and they're looking at it like, even if we draft someone like, oh, we'll just let Christian Mahogany battle. I think it's Christian Mahogany's spot. Like I think they would have. I think it might be Graham. Like that's like I just don't see a world where a guy in Christian Mahogany that's like you're able to walk away from Kevin Zeitler and be like, hey, we're okay with going to the draft if we need to, without having a guy, at least one of those guards in there. Like, yep, that's good to go. And he looked like that in that one game. Like it looked like he was like he's ready to go instantly. And I feel like going into like I think I saw TJ Lang talk about it on Twitter a little bit, to where TJ Lang was like, I'm that confident that they're going to roll forward with Christian Mahogany and Graham, just based off of like the way Christian Mahogany looked. Like I just don't see a world where you're going to come in and the man got his job. Like he battled all year. When his number was called, he was not just good, like he was great at his job. He dominated. And then obviously he had to take a back seat when Graham or Kevin Zeitler, whoever it was, ends up coming back. And the rest is history. Now, like they don't even bring Kevin Zeitler back. Like, I think that's like, you could have probably offered more money to than Tennessee did. And if you were like, really felt like you didn't have someone at Christian Mahogany, and they obviously didn't. They haven't even signed a guard yet.
They're paying Christian Mahogany this next season $960,000.
They better give him find a way to pay him like his housing or something.
I'll pull a Neil rule here. Based on the salary, is Kevin Zeitler 9 times better than Christian Mahogany? That's the way he would say that.
It's a great way to look at it. That's so little, dude. That's crazy.
Like Brock Purdy money. You know what I mean? That's like he was making like $800,000-900K. That's Christian Mahogany. He's paying him $1 million to start. It's like that's one of the biggest bargains. I mean, you get a starter on a rookie deal that late. It's insane. So, and a guy who missed, like people were saying, he had mono, missed a lot of training camp and OTA.
Fell in the draft at top of that,
just showed up against pros.
Yeah.
And just looked great. Like, that's hard to do, man. I don't care if one leg's shorter than the other. I don't give a shit. All right, he's a good player.
If that's actually why he dropped, that is one of the most ridiculous. Like, you're going to look back at it and you say he's like a Pro Bowler at some point. You're going to be like, wow. Like, this is the NFL draft.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm going with the dirtbag, though. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, FisherCTSports.com.